Kia ora and welcome along to the Met Service forecast for Wednesday. Well, the forecast for today is very similar to the one for yesterday, which is very similar to the one for tomorrow as well. There's no great change in how things are set up this week. Taking a look at the satellite picture, you can see we've got cloud towards the north. There's an area of low pressure up there. Down towards the south, big area of high pressure. Nice clear skies for the majority of us. Still some pockets of mist and fog, very reluctant to clear away from some of those inland valleys through central Otago. But generally, it's a fine, dry and settled day for most of the South Island and for the majority of the North Island as well. Here's how things look as we go through the afternoon. High pressure across the South Island, a dry story for you. Plenty of clear sky, patchy cloud. On the North Island, that low pressure to the north continues to direct a southeasterly feed of air across us. It brings more cloud and showers into Hawke's Bay and Gisborne, perhaps a few skirting the likes of Great Barrier Island and those far northern coasts of Northland. But for the bulk of the island, it's dry and fine, good clear skies and plenty of sunshine. And the benefit of all of this is there are no severe weather watches or warnings across the country. A great change to how things have been for the last few weeks or so. A very pleasurable map to look at. As we go through in towards the night, well, there's no great change really. That high pressure sits firmly across the South Island and it continues to keep plenty of dry and clear conditions. Underneath those clear skies though, the temperature will drop away pretty quickly and it will be a fairly cold night across the island, especially for those inland parts of the country, in towards those inland parts of central Otago, even in towards parts of the Canterbury as well, down for a touch of frost. For the North Island, again, we are going to find clearer skies out towards Waikato, Tamaranui and in towards Taupo. Out towards that eastern coast, more cloud through here, a bit more breeze and a few showers as well. But even on that North Island, we have got a cool night, especially where you get those clear skies with us as we head through towards the early hours of the morning. Heading towards the South Island, you can see our temperatures -2s, -3s for the likes of Queenstown, even back down towards freezing for Christchurch and up towards the likes of Blenheim, back down just below freezing, -1 degree Celsius there. A cool night for you as well as we head on in towards those early hours of Thursday morning. But for Thursday, well, it's very much the same sort of story. That high pressure is still with us across the South Island. Areas of early morning mist and fog, a bit of cloud are out. That should clear away from most of us. We'll have a bit more cloud down the far southern parts of our patch, but generally for the South Island, the forecast is fine. Nice spells of sunshine. For the North Island, we'll keep hold of that cloud on the eastern coast and still some showers through Hawke's Bay and Gisborne. But other than that, most spots will be dry, just more cloud on that eastern side of the island. And again, just watching out for a cool start to the day, perhaps a touch of frost underneath those clearer skies through parts of Waikato and Tamaranui. But for the North Island, you can see a lot of the activity is on this eastern coast, more cloud in towards Hawke's Bay and Gisborne, a few showers, especially up in towards the ranges. Not much makes its way across in towards the other side, so bear plenty, looking like a fine day for you down towards Taranaki, Manawatu and even down towards the Kapiti coast. For Wellington, we might find a little bit of early morning cloud, particularly down towards the south coast, but most of the time it's a dry story and a great looking day in Auckland as well. Plenty more sunshine and fine conditions. Daytime highs back to about 16s and 17s in the far north and not far off as we go down towards the likes of Wellington, 14 degrees Celsius, but with lighter winds and some nice spells of sunshine, it should feel fairly pleasant. Do watch out though for another cool night as we head through towards the early hours of Friday morning, especially for those inland areas where you see the sky stay clear through the night. Just a touch more cloud that you can see around this eastern coast, keeps the temperatures around about 10s and 11s. Down on the South Island, well, as I said, most of the island, it's fine and dry. There'll be a few pockets of early morning mist and fog through parts of Otago and in Canterbury. That should clear away as we go through the morning time. Might be quite reluctant to clear in some of those valleys, and that will mean the temperature there will be a little bit cooler where that cloud is reluctant to clear away. But for most of us, it's a fine, dry day. The exception being around the southern coast, that cloud much more reluctant to clear away from parts of Southland and Clutha. But generally, it's a good looking day. That cloud pushing back in as we head towards the end of the day. In terms of our temperatures, a cold and frosty start, especially in those inland parts of Otago, Southland, and in towards parts of Canterbury. But where it's nice and clear and frosty in the morning, should be a fairly decent day. Those pockets of frost even should clear away and we're left with some decent spells of sunshine through and towards the afternoon. Now daytime temperatures making it into the teens for many of us, but again, another cool night, another cold night as we head through and towards the early hours of Friday morning. But how's Friday looking? Well, Very much the same as Thursday and Wednesday. High pressure across the South Island, most of us dry and fine, pockets of early morning mist and fog. On the North Island, that southeasterly wind continues to put more cloud and showers on that eastern side. But for the majority of the island, there's plenty of fine and dry weather there as well. Decent spells of sunshine, just watching out for a couple of cool mornings and a few pockets of early morning mist and fog. As we head on in towards Saturday, we start to find fronts pushing back towards us from either side as that high pressure slides away. Could be some heavier falls of rain, perhaps on that eastern side of the country and towards parts of Gisborne, Tairafti. So do keep an eye on those severe weather watches for later in the week. But generally, there's plenty of dry weather in store over the next few days. That's it from me. This is from metservice.com.